Well, hello, guys. Hello and welcome, and welcome and hello. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Strange Anxiety. My name is Danny Deals, and on behalf of Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen, we'd like to thank you for tuning in today. Today is July 18, 2023. The market just closed just under an hour ago. Would like to talk with you today about the NIO stock, ticker symbol NIO. Oh, some good things happening as far as Neo goes. They closed their investment with Abu Dhabi, and they have had some production numbers looking quite a bit better this month than we have been the last couple of months. Battery swap is being built out aggressively. The ES6 is getting some excellent reviews. ET5 and ES6 both got the 5-star safety rating in the EU, so that's good news. We pretty much expected that, as Neo cars have state of the art safety computer systems, every other kind of safety system you could possibly imagine. Guys, want to move through this episode of range anxiety. Um, it could be ST range anxiety, strange anxiety, street range anxiety. I'm still workshopping this, guys. Tell me down in the comments, what the hell should this show be called? Right now, I'm stuck with range anxiety. But anyway, I thought it was a clever idea when I came up with it, but in practice, it is just cumbersome and laborious, like so many of the things you've come to know from Danny Deals. But let's take a look at the Neo chart, guys, just trying to gauge what's going to happen. Just a little stroll down memory lane, guys. Less than 1 month ago, at the end of June here, June 26th, the stock was 840, closed at $10.42, down 14 cents today. Um, so the stock has gone up $2 or like 20% just in the last month. And then if you go back to as soon as the beginning of June, there on June 1st, I mean, I don't know exactly where that tail is, but that stock is trying to push under $7. It's in the very low sevens, um, you know, less than 2 months ago. So you're talking about, a stock moving up like, I don't know, what is that, over 40% in the course of less than 2 months. So Neo was absolutely wrung out, guys. I mean, the stock had been, pushed down under the under this 1050 level, and it has remained under that level, guys, for like almost the last 6 months. And the run before that was only to 13. So, guys, analysts, the market, everyone has basically lost a lot of confidence in Neo. Now, one guy who didn't lose all confidence was the analysts at Bank of America. Their analyst sees higher sales volumes and better margins in the second half of the year. The firm noted NEO management expects the ET5 touring model to see similar sales or higher sales compared to the ET5 model. With the new model's contribution and competitive pricing, NEO expects sales volume to be 10K in June and average monthly sales in the second half of the year to be around 20,000. And July's kind of bearing that out, guys. The last numbers we saw, we'll go over that, was the week ending the 16th, which is was just under 4,000 cars, 3,900. It's like 570 cars per day, which, if you multiply that by 30 days, which I believe Neo's working 7 days a week, I think that's 17,300 or something like that, guys. My math in my head is not as good as it was when I was a child. But, almost 50 years of miles on the odometer has really taken a toll on my computational power, my processor. I'm working with like a Pentium 1 here, guys. I'm working with a Pentium 1, probably about 2 gigs of RAM and about 12 terabytes of horse shit strolling around in my head, kind of rattling around in there, corrupting my data. So anyway, guys, NEO, so basically they're expecting 20,000 cars on average, so another, 120,000 cars in the last 6 months of the year. And that's a pretty good goal. We have to see if they can do it. It looks pretty good this month. NIO is expected to set up more pop-up stores in the second half of the year and provide more test drive opportunities to customers and win more orders. In terms of financials, gross margin pressure is seen expanding to 10% in Q3 and 15% in Q4 based on price stabilization, higher sales levels, and a better mix, and thanks to more contribution from the ES6, ES8. They're going to make more money on those SUVs, guys. It's the same here. Car companies in America make a lot of their money on trucks and SUVs. Smaller cars just not quite as profitable in terms of margins, but of course more units. Bank of America has a buy rating on NIO and a price objective of $11. The analyst team pointed to advantages in the premium smart EV segment for NIO. Solid volume sales backed by continuous new model launch to help share gain, as well as focus on autonomous driving, powertrain, and charging solutions to enhance user experience solution. Guys, if we go over to tip ranks, the stories are up and down, but it's more of a balance, more stories on the positive side. As far as analysts forecast, guys, it's 7 buys, 4 holds, 0 sells, moderate buy. The price target is right on line with the current price. Morgan Stanley reiterated a buy at 12. Bank of America reiterated a buy at 11. Bernstein's a hold at 8. Deutsche Bank, Edison Yu, who I really like his analysis in the past, he's all the way down to $13. Guys, so there are just none of these analysts left with these aggressive price targets up around $20. They've all come down to meet the market, unfortunately, but I think that's because NIO just hasn't executed that well, and they're going to have to do a better job. In the second half, and they're telling us they're going to. And the put call ratio, guys, it's bullish. A lot of calls, high volume out there. Let's just take a quick glance at the real-time short interest today. Remember, the stock was down about 1%, guys. The short has come up on this stock. Estimated short interest of free float is now over 8%. Percent of free float on loan is 16%. 225 million shares on loan. Utilization at 41%. And that's pretty high compared to what we've seen lately. Today, the borrowed change was 3 million. So shorts really dug in today. Shorted the stock to the tune of 3 million shares, which I think had quite an effect on the stock. The highest we've seen the short interest is up there around 10%, and the lowest we've seen it was all the way down to 6%, and then it's just steadily crept back up, and now sitting just about 8%. Cost to borrow still relatively low, but cost to borrow max up to 8%. So it could be getting a little bit tight out there, but I still think there are absolute shit ton of shares to go around in terms of NIO stock. And if you want to short the stock, I'm sure you're going to be able to find some shares to do that, because there's billions of shares floating around. Guys, I believe that battery swap is the unique selling point of NIO. I don't believe that. It's pretty obvious. Everyone knows that. People like Elon Musk and Tesla said, battery swap is a bad idea. It wouldn't work. I think time is going to prove that Elon was, again, completely wrong on that topic, and that NIO is going to build an insurmountable lead in battery swap capabilities, both in China and then in Europe. And by the time other people realize that they're too far behind to catch up, it's going to be too late, and people are going to be forced to partner with NIO, license their architecture, or some such arrangement if they want to get into the battery swap world. SAIC's EV unit Rising Auto plans to add over 50 swap stations by the end of the year. Rising Auto said in March that it has 3 battery swap stations in Shanghai and has completed the selection of sites for more than 50 battery swap stations in 10 cities. Rising Auto, the electric vehicle unit of SAIC Motor Corp, is upping its bet on battery swap business model, unveiling its latest infrastructure development plan. Rising Auto is accelerating its battery swap program full force, aiming to add more than 50 battery swap stations by the end of the year in more than 10 cities. I think NIO is looking to add 1,500 this year, so it's not really that ambitious in my estimation, but they're including Beijing, Chengdu, Hangzhou, Gingchua, Shushua, Wuhan, Zhengzhou, and it announced Weibo on today. So Weibo's getting in the mix, which is good to see. Love Weibo. Rising Auto will build battery swap stations with local oil giants Sinopec, China National Petroleum to accelerate the facility, it said. And NIO is also doing that. For NIO, currently has a top proponent of battery swap model. 50 battery swap stations is a goal that could be easily accomplished in a week's time. The company is in partnerships with oil giants including Sinopec, CNPC, and Shell. For Rising Auto, completing the deployment of 50 battery swap stations this year may not be an easy task. SAIC officially established Rising Auto at the end of 21 and handed over the R brand, which was formerly under the SAIC passenger vehicle, to the new Rising Auto brand. So, guys, on and on. I'm not going to go into too many details about all their new models, but the point is, guys, Alton has 615, NIO has 1,543 battery stations, and they're going to be well over 2,000 or planned to be by the end of the year. To that end, guys, NIO is holding their Power Day 2023 on July 20, which could be a catalyst for the stock. They're supposed to unveil details about the 150 kilowatt semi-solid state battery pack. That's going to give NIO a market-leading range, a market-leading everything, and plus you don't have to buy the battery. You can get it on the leasing program, so it's not going to necessarily mean that your initial outlay for the vehicle is $10,000 or $20,000 more to get this extremely large battery. You just pay more by the month. The company did not disclose more information, though details on the 150 kilowatt semi-state are expected to be one of the main topics of the event. May 24, launch the ES6, mentioned the battery pack. NIO owner's manual already mentions the battery pack. It weighs 575 kilograms, which is 20 kilograms or 3.6% higher than the 100 kilowatt battery pack. So that's amazing, guys. It barely weighs 3.6% more than the 100 kilowatt pack, and you get 50% more juice. So that is just crazy. Held their first Power Day July 9, 2021. And when it announced that by the end of 25, it will have more than 4,000 battery swap stations around the world, 1,000 of which will be in the overseas market. So they're going to have 3,000 in China, guys. This other cabbage company, SAIC, no, they're actually a good company. They're trying to build 50 this year. NIO's building 1,500 this year. On July 6, 2022, NIO held its second 500 kilowatt fast charging, all that stuff. We remember that from last year. Their battery swap went into operation. Guys, exciting news. NIO's battery swap network completes initial coverage of Shanghai Chengdu Highway. Again, I'd invite you to go over to cnevpost.com, read all these articles. It is a absolutely great website. Along this highway, which is 2,700 kilometers approximately. They have deployed 26 battery swap stations, one approximately every 103 kilometers. It's an important highway connecting East China, Central China, and Southwest China with a total length of 1,966 kilometers. Today, NIO put 4 new battery swap stations into operation, bringing a total 1,553, 425 of which are located along highways. NIO's battery swap has achieved coverage of 6 vertical highways, 4 horizontal highways, and 8 city center clusters. And it goes into detail about the cities, about what their aims are to add. NIO aims to add 1,000 new battery swap stations just this year in China, so 20 times SAIC, bringing the facility to 2,300 by the end of 2023. And they also have their own supercharging network, 7,000 piles. They also have another 750,000 piles in their map. So those are other people's. It's interesting that of NIO's charging network, only 1% is actually NIO chargers, and the other 99% are partner chargers, third-party chargers. So I guess, that's actually, a good thing if you're a NIO customer. The more chargers, the better. It gives you more options, but I just didn't realize those were the numbers. In any case, guys, this is absolutely great news. NIO's unique selling point relies on them executing and rolling out this battery swap. And to that end, guys, NIO reaches new milestone of 25 million battery swap services. NIO has provided 5 million battery swap services in the last 102 days, meaning an average of about 50,000 services per day. Its cumulative battery swap services exceeded 25 million and provided 5 million in roughly the last 3 months. And guys, NIO put their first battery swap into service in 2018, as I recall. So that means like the first 5 years they did 20 million swaps, and the last 3 months they did 5 million swaps. That's just incredible, guys. This is accelerating very, very rapidly recently. People are adopting battery swap, and just in time, guys, because production is about to ramp, ramp, ramp over at NEO Park, NEO NEO Park for NIO NEO. Guys, reminder: you're listening to Range Anxiety. Season 1, Episode 3, we're talking NEO stock, ticker symbol is NIO. It's July 18, 2023. It's about an hour after the market closed, 2:07 p.m. That's a Topper time check out here in beautiful sunny Los Angeles. Hope it's a great day wherever you are. Guys, NEO is accelerating the building of the battery swap. It's accelerating the building of its charging network. I just read the other day that NEO is probably going to hold off on some of its in-house battery manufacturing, some of the capital expenditure to buy some of the major machines, and I think that makes a lot of sense until they can ramp production. They're not producing so much that they can't get the batteries from a third party currently, and I know they have contracts to do that. Guys, NEO ES6 review, a sequel better than the original. The NEO ES6 is an all-around smash hit. It manages to hit the boxes of comfort, style, and premium feel that one can expect from NEO vehicles. And I would just, again, invite you to read this and watch the video on YouTube. I haven't got through all of it, but I skipped around a little bit. Um, I just look at the NEO ES6 and it just is so much more appealing to me than the Tesla Model Y. I know Tesla Model Y is a very high quality vehicle, very innovative. Manufacturing is very innovative, and they sell the hell out of those things. But I just don't like the way it looks. I think it's more of a hatchback. I don't think it's, really an SUV, not really a wagon. It doesn't have the lines I think people appreciate. To me, it looks like, a 1980s burgundy, Honda Accord hatchback. It's just, I don't think it's a well designed vehicle. I don't like the front. I don't like the back. I don't like the side. The interior of Teslas, in fairness, are really beautiful, minimalist, great stereos. The seats are extremely comfortable. So, again, guys, I've been a Tesla investor for a long, long time, not hating on Tesla, but just my personal preference, I prefer the look, the mood, sort of the vibe you get from the NEO ES6. It's just more contemporary, more cool, younger, sexier. I don't really love the LiDAR things on the roof, but apparently they're working on a technology to move those down into the cabin and not lose any functionality. So that will be good, but just a very cool looking car. And guys, if you have a chance, I would invite you and encourage you to go over and check out this review of the NEO ES6 on YouTube, and you can get there through cnevpost.com, which is an absolutely outstanding website if you want to keep up on what's going on with EVs in China, because you may or may not know this, but China is by far the largest EV market in the world and makes the US look insignificant by comparison. So, guys, what do you think NIO is going to do in terms of deliveries this month and for the rest of the year? Do you think they will be able to get those margins back up to 14% in Q4? Do you think SAIC is a legitimate competitor in the battery swap business? Do you think other companies are going to have to go to NIO, or maybe you think battery swap was a huge mistake and you don't like NIO and you're short NIO and you think it's a turd? Let's hear that down in the comments too, guys. We like differing points of view. But for now, NIO is down about 1% on the day, gained back 2 cents after hours here today. The chart looks fairly bullish to me. I mean, guys, in the last month, we've made a big move up. In the last 2 months, we've made a huge move up. And it just looks like, things could be looking a little better, guys. The stock, kind of the 100-day, the 200-day moving average just came down. The stock kind of regained that temporarily, but it's flirting with that average and the 50-day, and it's basically sitting in this little channel here, guys. And it came off, and it's looking like it's in a distinct uptrend to me. Since the 1st of June, it looks really, really solid. Again, it should hold this support right here at $10.29. It came off it, but then there's another red candle, and closed there just about $10.44 or 10.42 that candle. So as long as we're able to stay in this channel, stay above this line, and stay particularly above $10.29, which has been a critical level over the short term, I think the NIO stock is going to be just fine and will continue to move up probably $12, $13 level if we see good production in August, see good production in September, have a relatively good third quarter. I think we could see back in the $15 range. Certainly, I'd like to see the $15 range by the end of the year if production gets more and more solid and management is able to come through on its estimate that it's going to average 20,000 vehicles per year in the back half of 2023. Guys, I would like to thank you for watching Strange Anxiety, Range Anxiety, Street Range Anxiety, Strange Anxiety. Again, we're workshopping the name. Give us any thoughts. Tell us if you think it absolutely sucks down in the comments, guys. The stock is NIO. Ticker symbol is NIO. The network, the channel is Un Poco Mas, where we try to give you just a little bit more range anxiety. My name is Danny Deals. Thanks for watching. We'll talk at you again real soon. It's the NIO stock, ticker symbol NIO. Bye bye. Have a great day.